Okay, as part of the daily game plan series, let's start with the top-down analysis. Let's quickly take a look at weekly, what's happening on this time frame. This sets the context and the overall bias, and we further deep dive into the daily time frame as well as the 4 hour. Uh, Obviously, on a very long term, we have a very strong up move, but what we are interested in the recent leg of price action. So after some consolidation that is happening here, we have a fresh impulse coming here at this point from here to here. So we have this big strong move up, and therefore we are mostly expecting some sort of a bearish momentum continuing, because on the weekly it's the impulse has just started and nothing has given evidence that this momentum has ended. So until then, we continue to be on the bearish side. So let's quickly look at the bearish order block. So there's one order block here. Let's quickly add this. This is bearish weekly order block. But we also need to understand that this is a overall a positive move, and the prices have also started coming down to these bullish order blocks. This is a bullish weekly order block, and you see the prices has just tapped into this, reacted from it, and consolidated for the one full week. And this week they started seem to be going up, but until and unless we see this candle closing above this high, we cannot really trust this momentum that is coming from the buyers, right? So we need a strong closure. We need to close this week above this point. Only then we will understand that this particular order block is pretty strong and the response has finally started, and then we can shift our bias for the short term onto the buy side. But first, for now, it's still on the sell side. Let's quickly take a look at what's happening on the daily. So if you look at this, we on the daily time frame, we see the overall the prices are coming down, and this is the latest swing move. On the daily time frame, it's still biased to on the sell side, and we don't have anything solid yet on the daily time frame. Yes, there are some buyers coming into the picture, but not really anything that disturbs the momentum on the daily side. So we continue to be on the sell side again from the daily time frame. Therefore, let's identify some order blocks here. So we need to really look at this specific order block. This is again coming from the daily, so let's mark it. So this is again a bearish daily order block. Okay, we already have a weekly order block from on the bullish side, from which we see the response. It's pretty strong. They've tried again, couldn't even go that far, and then the buyers are already coming in. So it's possible that there is reaction from it, but nothing is concrete yet. Okay, so unless this response sustains and closes above this swing high that we have on the daily, we cannot say anything about the daily momentum probably ending. Right, so that's the story on the daily time frame. So with this context in picture, let's quickly go into the 4 hour. But as of now, we don't see any reason to shift our bias to the positive side. Yes, there are temporary buyers coming into the picture, so we wait for these buyers to come into this bearish daily order block and react from this, even before it comes into the bearish weekly order block. So let's go into the 4 hour time frame. Now that we have marked our annotations on the daily time frame, let's quickly check the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour chart, if we just zoom out a little bit, you see this move that we talked about on the daily. So this is where the latest swing movement that we calculate on the daily order block, right? So this swing is what we are looking at, and they're composed of this mini swings on the 4 hour chart. And if you look at this, this is the last swing on the sell side, and then we have a strong buy move, which is like slow and consolidated, building more and more orders, and finally breaking the structure on the 4 hour. So this swing high on the 4 hour time frame is finally broken. So let's see, this is a break of structure on the upside. So you clearly have established a higher high on the 4 hour. Okay, but that's the first time that we have done. So essentially it gives us a sign that on the 4 hour time frame the action has shifted probably to the upside, and we see that the price tried one last time, couldn't make a lower low, and then finally made even higher high, officially starting an uptrend on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we have a higher high and a higher low. So that's what we are looking at, right? So these are the two things. This is a higher low, and then we have a higher high, and therefore officially starting an uptrend, right? So that's the latest swing line that we have on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. So that's the overall picture, and we can start formulating our ideas on this particular time frame. And if you look at it, there's one on the higher time frame, there's a daily order block. The prices could come here before reacting or showing up reaction on the 4-hour, but it's also important to notice that this whole movement also has some inefficiencies from where the price could react from. So there's one interesting thing that we can observe here is there is this particular order block. Let me actually draw it on the 4-hour. So if you look at this, there is this 4-hour order block, which is again the bearish. We have bearish 4-hour order block, and the prices are coming into this order block right now. They have not closed above it. At least they've tried to attempt sweep above, and then there's a reaction coming off now, but that's the idea, right? So what we can probably look at is we can try to take a sell position. Ideally could have taken here, but even can be taken now. So if you can look at this, we expect the prices to react from it. Usually we keep it above the order block, but it's also important to note that because of this consolidation, we have a series of equal highs. So there's a clear equal high liquidity that's coming here. So which means there are a lot of sell orders coming from here. There is a lot of stop loss orders that are sitting above this. So we essentially have a liquidity problem, which is just above this order block. So the prices can still come, take this liquidity and go back. So we want to keep the prices a bit above this liquidity, and we can start aiming for the prices to go into this inefficiency that is currently open, right? Because of this positive swing move, we also want to mark what is the order block on this particular time frame. So we have this bullish 4-hour order block. Okay, that we can expect the prices to come to, but there's also some inefficiencies around this point as well, but not sure, right? Because if you see, the prices ripped from here, but then tried a bit to come back into this order block, but there's still that open gap. So there's some imbalance that is there. So I would say there is an order block, but it's probably a weak order block that we have. So if you're looking at any opportunity to buy, because here you cannot target this because it's an movement in the action, so we are not sure if this 4-hour kind of completely reverses. It's possible that they can continue this momentum and get into this bearish daily order block, and if not, even higher. But for now, what we can do is like we can be little aggressive in terms of selling, because on the 4-hour the picture has changed. It's currently on the uptrend, and therefore it makes sense to target this one, but probably it also makes sense to take profit at these levels. Okay, so that's your take profit one. Let's put it on the top. Yeah, so here you can grab some take profit, maybe sell off 50% of your position, and then remaining 50% you can still keep it here. And I would suggest not to bring it to break even, and you can keep it open. At least what you can do is if the price completely reverses, you can come out of the position risk free, right? So pay for the trade, get risk free at least at some points, and then after that you can leave it to the market whether it is going to give you some nice profit or it's going to basically give you a break even. So this is how a trade idea can be planned on the 4-hour. Ideally you can get into the 15-minute time frame, see when this is reversing, and then enter from there as well, but I would like to keep the formulation simple, and this is how the opportunity that I'm looking at today. So this is the daily game plan for today. So let's see what happens. It's possible that we don't get the move completely today. It can expand into the next day as well. We have two news events. One is on Friday, I think, but nothing today. So let's see how it goes.